Hi everyone, my name's Amit Sharan and I'm part of the Global Business Marketing team here at Facebook. Thanks for joining us today. Let's dive right in and go over today's agenda. We'll be covering 4 main sections followed by a Q&A. So first we'll start off a little bit about what is branded content and why are marketers increasingly turning to it. We'll then talk about what you need to know about branded content on Facebook. We'll give you some examples of branded content and then tips for working with publishers and influencers. Next, I'd like to introduce Mansi Totare. She's a product marketing manager for branded content. She spent the past year understanding the needs of publishers and marketers when it comes to branded content and helped launch this product in April of earlier this year. She continues to oversee the development of the new features and bringing them to market, and she'll be taking you through our presentation today.
Thanks, Amit. Let's start with what branded content is. Branded content was one of the first forms of television marketing when soap operas were created and sponsored by detergent brand in the 1930s. It has evolved to product placement and sponsorships across TV and radio, and is evolving online now with content like articles and videos that highlight a marketer's product or service, or feature content brought to you by a brand. We're seeing publishers, public figures, and influencers increasingly partner with marketers. Why? Because it's effective. Branded content can take on many forms, from sponsorships, product placements, advertorial content, and influencer marketing. For those that are new to this concept, an influencer is a person who has a following and is looked to for advice, knowledge, and opinions. They span the gamut from celebrities to bloggers and professors. Marketers are increasingly turning to influencers to help combat ad avoidance, bring fresh creativity to their marketing, in particularly for videos, and gain cachet with young demographics. In fact, 86% of social media professionals worldwide either have or plan to have influencer management programs. We're seeing that branded content creates value for people. When asked about the most effective ways companies could attract millennials to their business, offering good content about interesting topics was the #1 most effective method, cited by more than half of the respondents. And while the fact that people value content shouldn't be a surprise, millennials said that they were more likely to recommend brands that share good content, and which also help them form an opinion on the brand. Let's talk a little bit about branded content on Facebook. On Facebook, we define branded content as any content, typically from a media company, celebrity, or other influencers, that features a third-party product, brand, or sponsor. Here's an example of a branded content post on Facebook. You'll see that Style Now Feed, a media company, has posted a link to a list of top beauty products available at a grocery store and tagged Jasper's Market, their third-party sponsor. We've responded to the needs of marketers to collaborate with creators, which can be publishers or influencers, by doing 2 things. First, we've modified our policies, and second, we launched a product solution on our platform. So let's talk about those 2 things. Our ultimate goal is to keep newsfeed engaging and avoid overly commercial posts. We've updated our policies to make sure branded content was allowed on Facebook. While we aim to ensure branded content is of the highest quality, there are a few points worth noting. The policy now requires that sponsors are tagged in both organic posts and ads when branded content is involved. There are creative restrictions on content that lives on your page. For example, we do not allow pre-post or mid-rolls or banner ads. We'll share links to the full policy and additional details at the end of this presentation. When creating a post, a publisher or an influencer will see this handshake icon in their page composer. Let's break down how this entire process works for you. The publisher, celebrity, or influencer has the ability to tag the marketer. One way was the handshake icon you just saw. They can also use more advanced surfaces like Power Editor seen in this image. Marketers can then gain visibility into the performance of their post and finally can share and boost the post. Let's take a closer look at how this benefits the marketers. Driving results for marketers is really important to us. As we spoke with marketers and advertisers, we learned that some branded content providers did not offer the level of transparency required to evaluate the effectiveness of their campaigns. With our product solution, marketers now have full visibility into their branded content posts in a special tab. When they are tagged in a branded content post, they will be notified and can then see the insights needed to analyze the publisher's campaign. By providing transparency, we are better able to help both the marketer and the publishing partner understand the value of all their marketing initiatives on Facebook, both branded content and otherwise. After seeing results, marketers can choose to share and boost the post. You have normal options like choosing your audience, your budget, and the duration of the campaign. We're pretty flexible with what branded content can look like, and especially excited about some of our newer formats like 360 video, live videos, and instant articles, which have a great sample of use cases like a list article or listicle that features content an audience would be interested in leveraging instant articles, or a live video that goes behind the scenes at an event or an exclusive product reveal. Let's talk a little bit about how branded content is used and some examples. Going back to our Style Now publisher example, here are some tactics they could use when working with a clothing brand. The marketers of the clothing brand could work with the Style Now team to create a high-quality custom integration in Style Now's content and leveraging Style Now's voice. For example, Style Now can feature a top looks for the summer or a video about 3 suits every man must own. And some or all of the looks could be from the clothing brand. In another example, Style Now could be sponsored by the clothing brand in one of their exclusive summer live interview series. As a marketer, you could also work directly with an influencer, such as a fashion blogger. The influencer can share an article featuring the brand in a top looks for the summer. The influencer could also write up a review on their products, or simply wear and feature the product in one of their photo posts. Here's a real example of Refinery 29 with H&M. Refinery 29 is a leading lifestyle media company for a millennial-minded audience. H&M is a clothing retail company known for its fast fashion. This is a great example because it's something most marketers can do. Collaborate with a publisher to create unique branded content. In this example, you'll see Refinery 29 has created an article about specific exercise moves and highlighted them via GIFs. Additionally, the publisher inserted ads that featured H&M clothing that the model is wearing in the GIFs. The content creates a clear call to action. In this instant article integration, IBM partnered with Washington Post's Brand Studio in an informative article about big data. Here's an example of Lady Gaga with Intel. This collaboration combined Lady Gaga's unique artistry with innovative technologies from Intel at the Grammy Awards show. Using a series of both photo and video posts, Lady Gaga was able to showcase a behind-the-scenes look on how she was able to use Intel technology to create her innovative Grammys performance. If you're thinking about how to bring your branded content onto Facebook, let's talk about a few things to think about when working with publishers and influencers. Here are a few things to keep in mind. First, you as a marketer should work directly with the influencer or publisher and agree on terms, creative and production costs, and additional services. Facebook does not get involved in this transaction. Secondly, as a marketer, you should work with publishers and influencers whose voice fits your brand and your business objectives. The publishers and influencers you work with can be large or small, can be extremely well known, or have niche followings. Third, when publishers and influencers create branded content that plays to their strengths, that is, content that is differentiated, custom, and unique, we see positive brand lift for marketers. Finally, remember to optimize for mobile. People spend 3 hours a day on mobile, and 62% report checking their phones 30 times a day. Additionally, people spend 5x longer watching videos than static content on Facebook and Instagram. Make sure your branded content is optimized for mobile.
Great, thanks, Monty. Next, we're going to take a few questions. So let's see the first one. Monty, what is allowed and not allowed under the new policies?
While we do have a few policies, the thing that we absolutely require is that all creators, influencers, and publishers tag their third-party brands or sponsors using the branded content tool. Additionally, we have updated our policies for content that is published and will live on a page. You must comply with the branded content section of the Pages policy, which has creative restrictions like no pre-rolls or mid-rolls and no title cards in the first 3 seconds. Branded content that is unpublished as an ad must also comply with ads policy. We have links to the Help Center at the end of this presentation that lay out all of this in detail.
Okay, our next question. Why did you have these creative restrictions, such as no banner ads on published posts?
That's a good question. We did a lot of analysis and research about what people on Facebook like in their branded content and saw that overly commercial elements like enormous banner ads and jarring pre-rolls do not work. So we actually put these in our policy as restrictions to improve the quality of branded content. We know it takes only a few seconds for people to lose interest in feed, so complying with our creative guidelines can help your branded content perform better. A quick reminder that if your publishers or influencers are creating this post as an unpublished ad, we do not have these same creative restrictions. Here, you must comply with ads policy.
Okay, our next question. Does using the with tag mean you do not have to disclose a commercial relationship? So basically, does using the tag mean this is legally covered?
No, and this is very important to remember. Even with the use of the with tag, the publishers and influencers remain responsible for their legal disclosure obligations, including those needed to indicate the commercial nature of the content they post. They should continue to follow all local laws and regulations and disclose the commercial nature of the content they post. We usually see this disclosure in the form of a hashtag ad or a hashtag partnership added to their posts, or a more detailed explanation of the relationship between them and the brands.
Okay, our next question is, can unverified pages post branded content?
No, currently only blue verified pages can post branded content. We'll continue to explore ways in which to expand the availability of branded content to more people.
Okay, I think we have time for a few more questions. The next one, does tagging a post with branded content reduce organic distribution and ranking in newsfeed?
No, absolutely not. Tagging a marketer in a branded content post does not affect its distribution. The usual signals of engagement, reach, and relevance continue to guide your post distribution. Keep in mind that people don't like overly commercial content, so by maintaining a very high bar for quality, you'll be able to find success with branded content.
Okay. The next question, if the publisher uses advanced tools like the API or Power Editor, can they do branded content?
They definitely can. The branded content tool can be accessed from Page Composer, but for more advanced publishers, we have the availability in Ads Manager, Power Editor, all of the APIs, including the Marketing API, the Graph API, and the Live API. We also see a number of public figures use the Mentions app, and branded content is available via the Mentions app as well.
Okay, we'll take one more question. The last one will be, where can the marketer see the insights and performance of branded content posts that they are tagged in?
As a marketer, we've actually made this pretty easy for you. When you are tagged in a branded content post, you will get a notification. You can then go to either Business Manager or Page Insights, and you will see a special tab called the Branded Content tab, where you can follow along on the posts that you are involved with.
Great. That's all the time we have for questions. As promised, if you are looking for additional information on branded content, please visit our Ads Help Center. That's at facebook.com/business/help. Thank you all for attending today.